Hello everyone, this is a demo of the verifiable credentials for MHCET. This is a small demo. So here you have the holder, the issuer and the credential verifier. In any secure digitally verifiable credential, so these are the three main stakeholders, and this is what we call the trust registry. So you can imagine an equilateral triangle where the issuer is the one who's issuing the credential, and the holder is the student or a citizen who's holding these issued credential in their mobile wallet or in the web wallet. For those people who do not have smartphones, it will be issued in the secure mobile wallet. And the verifier is any third party who wants to verify. It can be a bank, it can be government, it can be uh, insurer or police or even embassy. So this is our university as well. This is the basic structure of any secure digital identity or verifiable credential. Now you are seeing the dashboard of the holder. So the holder is basically a student. So the student will have all the total number of credentials which are issued to him or her, and how much is active, how is there any expired credential, and how many times it has been verified. And there are, this is, if I look at from a issuer perspective, it will also show how many holders I have. And if there are any expired credentials, like a driving license is got expired here in this case, so you can see that as from a holder's perspective. So these are all the credentials which are issued to the issuer this week, the latest week. And in the wallet, which is the holder's secure wallet, so they can see all the credentials issued and their issued date, and then whether it is active, how many times it has been verified. Now in the credentials tab, you can see all the credentials which are issued. So if I go and open this credential, so I can see the name, photo, the issuer, and the credential number, email ID of the holder. This is the most important thing. So decentralized identity of the issuer, and because we are not storing the data on blockchain, only the schema. Schema means the attributes of a credential is stored, and you can see in that schema who's the issuer. This will be shown as the issuer's decentralized identity. Nobody can tamper the schema details. And why don't we store the entire data on blockchain? Because once you store on chain, you cannot uh, remove it, and once it is publicly available, so all the data anybody can see. So SSI protects only that data which you want to see, the partial disclosure which we call. You will be able to verify only that part, not all the data. At times, as a verifier, they don't need to see all the data. So I will explain that feature when we get on to the verification part. So here is the QR code. Once you scan the QR code, so you can see the exact attributes what is here. If these attributes are tampered by the by anyone, they try to do it, it's not possible. But even if they try to do it and they use the same QR, uh, this will not get verified, because once you tamper the data, the QR itself will say this data is is tampered, I cannot verify that. So that's why blockchain is immutable, and that is why it is secure as well. So this is something when a verifier sends a request for verification, we'll get into that. And this is the transaction history of all my verifications, when it has been done, and how many attributes were verified, and what was the type of the certification or the credential, and what date and time it was verified. So this is the history for the holder. Now let's go to the issuer. So I'll be doing role plays basically, so just have to bear with me. Now I switch to the role as a issuer. The system is a bit slow, which is unusual, but that's okay. So now we are in an issuer portal. Now you can see MHCET is the issuer, and this is the number of credentials they have issued, how many of them active. Just forget about these things. They have issued to 6 holders, and these are the number of verifications. Here uh, you can see issue new credential, bulk issuance, manage templates, view analytics, and to whom all it has been issued, right? So all these details are available, and these are the templates. These are the templates we can we can create our own template basically. So you can create a template saying whether it's a credential or a micro credential. Micro credential is used basically for skilling, upskilling, continuous learning, level based learning. So it can be for sports, music, or even professional career paths where you have level based trainings, right? So there you can use this as credentials. In schools you can use them for motivating students. For Salesforce you can use them for motivating for all their achievements. So micro credential has a large use case, whereas a credential, if you look, very specific use case like degree, mark sheet, transcript. In the Western world, the micro credential is very widely used for all activities, for micro learning, nano learning, continuous learning, motivation, sales, speaker, author, uh, multiple use cases. This got very big use case. So the credential can be of portrait or landscape, whatever you want. And you can type what is the type of template you want, and you can select what is this credential. Whether it's a birth certificate, mark sheet, transcript, or blood donation, or whatever you want. And then out of the issuers you can select the issuing entity. If you have your own logo, you can use your logo, and then you can create a credential template. So micro credential, you can add on these ribbons, and then crowns, badges, stars, and this can be a lot more customized for anybody to use. So let's go back to our issuers. Here I can also do bulk issuance or I can do CSV upload with all the information of the holders data, and as a issuer I can verify. So if there is a verification request which comes in, I can see how many verifications have come in for consent. So it will show it is waiting here. And the verifier management, when there is a verifier needs to be registered as a verifier, they will send a request to the issuer, and the issuer can verify uh, the verifier, approve the verifier, and only those verified approved verifiers will be able to uh, do the verification process. Now let's do a sample issuance. Let me go back to this template. So these are all the attributes for which we will manually fill in a data and issue a credential. So I've just filled the manually. You can fill this with the CSV file. I have the issue date, and then I can add an expiry date, and I can issue the credential. So once I have issued the credential, I will go back to the role. I'll go to the folder. In the folder, would have now received a credential which is issued by MHCET. A new credential would have been issued. So if you see this, this is the latest credential which we issued. MHCET PCM 1234567. This is what we issued, and it was issued today. So I can just check what all I have filled in as an attribute. So you can see see all the attributes which we filled is available. If you scan the QR code, it's the same thing which will be available. Now let's go and verify this. I'm switching to a verifier role. It can be CAP, it can be university, it can be a bank for that matter in our case. Now I have an option to verify. So I can mention the name of the verifier, I can say location, and then I know the credential which I want to verify. So this is what we created, and yeah. So once I keyed in the credential, right credential, it will show all the attributes for the verifier. Now here is the selective disclosure, which is why SSI is very safe. And the issuer, the verifier can choose how many attributes he wants to verify. At times, they are not required to verify all the attributes which is required. So they can only choose whatever is required. In this case, we will select all of them, and it will also tell. I'm checking the holder's credential, and these are the credential which I'm going to request for consent of the holder. So now we are sending a consent. So we will go back to the role play. So now, if you have observed on the left hand panel, on the user's mobile or the mobile wallet, web wallet, you can see there is a request which is coming. So this request is coming by the verifier. We selected this as them as the verifier. So they're verifying the scorecard, and I can deny or approve. So, and these are the attributes they have asked for verification. As a holder, if I think I don't need to verify all of them, I can deny that, and we can also have reasons for why we are denying, so the verifier knows, and then they can send a new request. So in this case, I will approve. So now this request has been approved, and then I'll go back to the verifier. So all this will happen on the fly within seconds, so it will not take so much time. Just for the demo purpose, we are switching the roles, so that's why it might look it is taking time, but instantly, in practicality, in less than 3 minutes the entire verification process is done. So it will avoid all the manual hassle, checking the records and physical records moving here and there. So all those time consuming activities are completely taken care of. Even cross-border verification can happen. So now you can see that I had sent a request to the holder, and they have approved it. So this is something which we already know. And here I can, if I have to get registered as a verifier with any of the issuer, so I can go and log into their portal, create my own registration, and then I can ask for a request. So once my request is approved, so I will be a authorized verifier. So let's go back here. So now that I have this approved, so I can view the credential. So this is the verified credential and approved credential with the consent of the user. And you can see all the attributes have been completely verified. So this completes the uh, verification process. Then you can also check consents provided by the users with DPDP Act. This is also very important. Now this is the recent uh, ones which we just saw, and it says it is completed and the consent is also tracked. So this ends the demo, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, we'll connect.